Well, Growers Edge, I think, has made us more money by allowing me to survey the local bids that I'm in the area that I want to sell my grain. The local elevators and the ethanol plants know that this information is out there, so they've got to be competitive if they want to get the grain. You know, we've been able to maximize our return on our farm.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills. This is Logan Burgess. Today is Monday the 27th, and we had a bit of a mixed trade in the grains today. Let's turn over to the trading platform and see where we're at. Corn for March delivery trading up 2 1/4 cents. Beans up 3 1/2 cents. Wheat in Chicago down 1 1/4, and Kansas City wheat trading off 4 1/4. Now it seems as though export sales or export inspections was a big story today, particularly for soybeans. What did we see there?
Yeah, you know, Cody, it really seemed like it put a bid in the bean market early in the session. Take a look here at the chart showing weekly export inspections for soybeans. The red bars are what was reported on a weekly basis. The green line here is seasonally what we would tend to expect, and as you can see from the chart, today's number well above what we expect seasonally, and additionally well above what the trade was expecting coming into this report. On net, the USDA reported export inspections of soybeans at 73 million bushels, so a very strong number there, and this comes on the heels of last Friday's export sales report, which was also supportive. So right now it seems like the export market is putting a little bit of wind in the sails of the old crop soybean market in particular.
Yeah, that sounds fair enough. And of course, when you look at the trade range here for this March soybean contract, this is a daily chart. It's a candlestick chart, so each candle represents 1 day worth of price activity. But you'll notice in the last 3 days, we've actually printed quite a range, trading up as high as $12.96 and down as low as around $12.64. The bottom line, I wouldn't be surprised if we trade within that range. We're kind of hanging out right around that 200-day moving average. Yep. I think one of the things that helped prop us up in the last couple days is some rains out of Brazil kind of slowing down the harvest there. Yep. I think that's helped prop prices up. But Logan, do you think that these are selling opportunities, especially on these days where we're moving higher?
Yeah, I think that these should be taken as old crop selling opportunities. If we take a look at kind of export sales so far this marketing year, they've really surprised a lot of people in kind of a bullish way. But we've been talking about it for a while. At some point, the party is going to come to an end here, to put it in those words. This morning we had a private analyst out of Brazil expect the Brazilians to export 2.5 million metric tons of soybeans during February. If we compare that to February last year they reported or they exported less than 1 million metric tons. So a sizable increase there year over year. And I think that we've been having some good weeks of export sales, but with pressure like that entering the market, it's going to be continually harder and harder to get those old crop sales. And I guess just in short, in my opinion, if we can get a run approaching 13 or certainly above 13, that should be used as a pricing opportunity here before that glut of South American soybeans enters the market here in a short month or so.
Yeah, and I would agree. You know, this is the second time that we've tested this 200-day moving average. We're kind of working around it, and I'm concerned that we are going to fall through it. Yep. Only time will tell. Now, one other thing in the soybean market that is a little bit of a wild card is the situation in Argentina. Logan, can you explain what's going on down there?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week. Basically, late in the week last week, we saw rapid inflation of the Argentinian peso. And what that really does to the farming environment down in Argentina is that when we see this rapid currency depreciation, it makes farmers a little bit less willing to sell beans into their local cash market. Now, the concern for U.S. traders is that Argentina, as a pretty major player for soy meal in particular, may see exports taper here if bean availability starts to dry up. It doesn't look like the currency situation is going to improve anytime soon, so this could be a situation that might nag the soybean market for a little bit here. When I say nag Argentinian exports, but it could support the U.S. market.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that we saw last week was actually a record amount of U.S. soy meal shipped last week. That, I think, is going to be supported by this story here. Take a look at how big of a player Argentina is in the meal market. They're actually a larger producer, or expected to produce more than Brazil when it comes to export meal, and very close to on par with the U.S. So they are a major meal exporter, and any amount of meal that they fail to produce or fail to export here, I think is going to be an opportunity for the U.S. So the bottom line here, I think, is that there is a lot of selling opportunities here for soybeans. We are concerned that the amount of beans that's coming out into the market for Brazil here could pressure soybeans lower here. However, we do have this supportive story for meal, and that could play a role here in the weeks to come.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on those situations. You know, just looking at the price action, I guess in my mind, I would expect the Brazil story to trump the Argentinian story entering the month of February, but only time will tell on that end. If you have any questions about this somewhat complicated story out of South America that we detailed here on GrainTV, feel free to give us a call at the office, 877-472-4607. And please keep in mind we have a great mobile trading app now available for iPhone, iPad, Android, or tablet. Visit us at grainhedge.com and take a free 14-day trial. Thanks a lot for joining us here on a Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.